Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. We got 3 inches of snow yesterday, which is wild because it was warm. It's been warm. We had no snow, and then just out of nowhere, spring in Maine. Uh, Cold again today, and then back up into the 50s starting tomorrow. This is my Clearing the Bases weekly Sunday video where I clear out all the tabs and bookmarks and things that I've saved up over the week. We're still working my audio. I anticipate having a better mic for this video too next week is my plan. I'm going to jump right in. This I don't think is going to take terribly long, but here we go. We're going to start off with Neo. I am a big Neo fan. I think that he does some really good work. This is one where he said, Beckett is totally propped up by people chasing black labels on instant cards. And you can see here, Beckett sports top 5 graded sports cards sets in 2025. 2024 Tops Now Baseball is the most. Panini Instant, second most. Bowman University Now, fourth most. Tops Now Football, fifth most. So 4 out of the top 5 are the Tops Now or Bowman University Now, which seems crazy to me that people are mostly, if I'm understanding this correctly, grading Tops Now instant cards. And then next step, oh, here we go. Oh, I just closed my tab. Let's pause for a second. All right, a little technical issue there on my part. This is GemRate, which looks at every each of the 4 big grading companies and talks about how much they've grown or contracted. And they write in this latest update, Beckett appears to have made a meaningful pop report update related to past grading activity. And they don't have any info on it yet. But it's peculiar that they've received a ton of criticism over the last couple of years for not grading very many cards and significantly contracting compared to the other companies. And then Neo came out and said, or somebody at least did, I know Neo was one of them, who came out and said, hey, people are propping up Beckett with instant cards. And all of a sudden, this. And if I missed something, there's some sort of update about this and I don't know about. That's possible, but I've looked everywhere and I can't figure out what's happening with this or if nothing has been announced yet. And this is where we get to the fun stuff. Beckett and all the companies do this, but this is particularly egregious. This booklet that's 5 times bigger than it needs to be. And also, I've never understood Beckett's need to justify the label. And so they can have this giant, why don't they just make a giant logo? I mean, it looks awful. It looks so off-centered. Ah. All right, and that error moves on to the error portion of the video. Tops Bobby Witt follow back. I've never understood the purpose of the follow back. Like, why would you want an athlete to follow you? What do you think you're going to get from that? What's the promise here? So this guy pulled a Bobby Witt follow back, and when he redeemed it, it comes up as Ceddanne Rafaela follow back. It's a little mistake I've never even considered. I've never seen this type of mistake before where the redemption card is different from what is entered online. It makes perfect sense that this would happen, but I've never seen it before. Never occurred to me that it could. And then Tops, they put Benedict Matherin's number on Tyrese Halliburton when they photoshopped this one. And we've talked about these photoshops. Terrible. All right, now we're going to get into some big time auctions because some big ones closed. This is a Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps Authentic. And here's why it's authentic. It's because there's a lot of paper loss on the back. Maybe it was glued into an album or something. But the front of it looks like I don't know, PSA 7 eye appeal. Maybe there's a small surface crease here. I can't tell for sure, but It looks spectacular, and it sold for $46,000. Most PSA Authentics sell for around 25,000. And somebody paid up, obviously, for this, for the eye appeal, which to me is super smart. I would much rather have this than a PSA 1 that looks like a PSA 1 or PSA 2 that looks like a PSA 2. You're going to pay the same amount for it and get a worse card. Bad eye appeal. That's just my feeling. Let me know what you think. And then this is the only broadleaf 460 tie cob red portrait in the PSA population. Here's a broadleaf. Sold for almost $250,000, $225,700. Pretty cool. Only PSA graded example. If you are pulling T206 cards out of packs, of course you're not. I'm just trying to be funny with the segue. You should be protecting them with the penny sleever who sponsors this video. And you can see they have all kinds of new products, vintage card sleeves for 51 tops, 51, 52 Bowman, 48 to 50 Bowman, and tobacco card sleeves. And they have similar things for top loaders. And for some reason, I've been calling them top holders lately. I don't know how that's started slipping out. Gaudian leaf protection. All the old sets you can think of with different sizes, I believe, are covered here by the penny sleever. Use my code JWH for 10% off your first order on thepennysleever.com. Link is in the description to this video. These are the photo matched sneakers to the first, what is believed to be the first time Steph Curry used the Night Night. Let's see if they have a photo of him doing it. They don't, which is, oh, maybe they do. Let's see. No, you would think they would have the photo. It was in 2002 when, in the Western Conference Finals, I think, against Denver, right before Steph and the Warriors beat my Celtics. This is Caitlin Clark. New women's card record. The old record was a Serena Williams for 266,000. This one went for 366,000 late last night at Golden. Sticker auto, but it's a 1010, which of course is going to sell well with the young investor types. One of one gold vinyl. Yeah, pretty huge. 366 crushed the Serena Williams record. You got to wonder if Clark will have a $500,000 one soon. This LeBron James sold for $1.159 million. This Shohei one of one black Dynasty Black autograph relic logo man one of one 99 sold for almost $1.1 million. It's a cool looking card. I do not. It is game used memorabilia. Never mind. Cool card. And then this Eddie Murray rookie. This is one of the 2 or 3 vintage cards I had as a kid. Not the PSA 10, but a really terrible version where I was very young and I was writing my name on the bottom. When I think my dad caught me writing my name on it and said, "No, you can't write on your cards." And I tried erasing it. I was writing it with a pencil, and I tried erasing it. I did get that card graded later on in 2003 or 4, and I don't know. I think I sold it in that time frame too. I don't know why I graded it. I was brand new back into the hobby at that time. Anyway, this one sold for $51,000. West Springfield detective reassigned this guy in a drug and gun trafficking case, stole items from a home following a raid, and they found these stolen items. They were sports cards under his desk. They found them under the detective's desk. Uh, yeah, it's not his first time being caught with misconduct, too. Cards, man, the addiction is real. I thought this was a cool signed ticket lot. Uh, like you've got the Don Larson Perfect World Series game autographed. You have the game of the century, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar signed, Elvin Hayes signed, World Series game one stub, Kirk Gibson signed, 1988. Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield signed by both boxers. It's fun. It's pretty cool. There's a bunch more too. I'll just put this in my newsletter for tomorrow so anybody can go in and look at the autographs. Um, yeah, I covered this a few weeks ago. Michael Jordan, and people are calling it his debut jersey. And here it's a little bit more clear, preseason debut. It's only a preseason game. So is this really worth $4.2 million? I guess it is worth it because somebody paid it, but I just don't understand the appeal of a preseason jersey, even though it's his first one from 1984. $4.2 million, and it is autographed. What do you think? We've got this George Mikan. This is the image from his rookie card. Current bid is at $4,000. Pretty cool. And here's the card. They just took out the background of the people watching. This is another one I'm going to put in my newsletter. It's a really, really cool story. Horatio did a great job with this. Collector donates 1,200 autographed Detroit Tigers baseballs spanning 100 years, and it's very long. I'm not going to go through it here, but great story. Put it in my newsletter, junkwaxhero.com. Link again in the description to this video. This is interesting. Lionel Messi. Uh, somebody pulled a Topps autographed Messi card from a pack, sent it to PSA, and PSA said, "Nah, that's not legit." Phone call came from a PSA representative. She told me verbatim, quote unquote, "Nick, this signature is fake." And then the PSA rep alluded to a rumor that has circulated online. There's potential that this could have been his brother that signed it. And Topps didn't. Again, I'll put this in my newsletter too because I think it's worth reading. It's pretty crazy. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a couple days since I read this. What did Topps do? Uh, yeah, I can't promise anything will be done as the product was released over a year ago. Hang on, I'm gonna be right back. All right, I remember now. It was that PSA Topps is remaking the card with a new sticker auto, and PSA will authenticate it because they must have proven to PSA that Messi actually signed it. I saw this. I had never seen this before. This Kyle Kendrick card, 2013. This was in the set, uh, complete set of 2013 Topps. And here's the story. Here's the actual card, what it looked like when it came out of packs. But the error was a rare error that was submitted, was entered into all uh, complete sets. And I just found that interesting. The image wasn't shrunken to fit the frame of the card. Oops. This was funny. This person submitted a return on eBay, and their reason was change my mind. And the comments, I could not move this at any of my card shows this weekend and last. Non liquid. I apologize for the inconvenience. Uh, that's crazy. That's not a reason for return. If you can't sell somebody's card, that's not their problem. It's now your card. You can't return a card just because you can't sell it. Here are two Rafe Schlesinger card autographs, completely different from each other, but they both have this little dot at the end, like you put a period, or maybe it's the dot of an I. I'm not really sure. What? How would PSA or Beckett authenticate these autographs? Same card, probably done at the same day. How would they authenticate those autographs? And then we have a Wander Franco rip card that was ripped into and a Shohei autograph pulled out. Probably the best rip card ever. I thought this was funny. Junk Wax Heroes, not to be confused with me. And again, they've done this forever. They've got the label off center because they've got the logo to the left of it. I just don't understand. BGS 9.5. This was originally, and this is from 2002 Beckett. This was originally a PSA 10, but they crossed it to Beckett to get the 9.5, which feels unfathomable now. Can you imagine somebody taking a PSA 10 Jordan and crossing it to a 9.5? Doesn't make any sense, does it? This was at the time believed to be the most ever paid for a basketball card, $77,200. Crazy. And now, of course, you've got like Luca cards that have sold for what, 4 million. Okay, this one went around like crazy. Fanatics opening day image. This dude's wearing a Cleveland Guardians hat, a Twins jersey, and they are at Camden Yards. What, what is Fanatics doing? Is this AI? I couldn't tell. Usually the best way to tell is by looking at the hands because AI hasn't quite figured out hands yet. Or are they just trying to appeal to various different team fan bases? I don't know. This is pretty crazy. This mantle, 52 tops, PSA 2, originally sold on Whatnot for $47,000. And then the person didn't pay. So then Austin Hooper, tight end, Patriots, bought it for $43,000 on Whatnot. Has a card ever sold for more than that on Whatnot? I couldn't find any details. But so remember, this is 43,000. The last two that publicly sold was 2 years ago for $50,000. So seems like Hooper got a pretty good deal for a pretty well-centered mantle. Last but not least, this guy on Reddit did I guess a TTM. It says mail day. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean TTM. He bought this Frank DePino, and he inscribed it. Tony Gwynn was 1 for 20 off of me. That's pretty fun. And that's it. Just like I thought. Quick today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know any thoughts you have in comments, and I hope you have a great Sunday.